لا ما تتأخريش واتصلي بالرقم ده عشان حد يرد عليك.
今日我哋會喺呢個 ISANS 係Immigration Services of Nova Scotia Services of Nova Scotia。咁我係會同呢個佢哋嘅 CEO Miss Jennifer Watts 傾一傾偈。咁睇下喺 Halifax 呢度嘅移民有咩佢哋有啲咩嘅幫助咁樣樣。Okay, so today I am going to chat with the CEO of ISANS. She will introduce what ISANS is, and so I'm going to start right now. So this is Jennifer Watts, the CEO of this organization. So hi Jennifer, nice
Hello.
to see you. Hi.
Nice to see you on this snowy day, wonderful snowy day.
Wonderful, yes. It took me about 40-some minutes to clean up my driveway. So yes, and since I have this wonderful opportunity to talk to you, can you briefly just explain to all of us, our viewers, especially those Hong Kongers, either they plan to immigrate or they already immigrated to Halifax or Canada, what is ISANS?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'd like to say is welcome to everyone that's joining us, and we're always thrilled to be connecting with people who may be considering coming to live here in Halifax and Nova Scotia. We certainly would want to offer you a very warm welcome. And one of the things that ISANS does, which we're now been together as an organization for about 40 years.
Oh, that long.
Yes, so we've built up a lot of experience in terms of supporting immigrants to both find out about Nova Scotia and Halifax, to come and settle here, and to integrate. And in terms of that process, it's about finding out about what skills you have, what they may have in terms of wanting to come, and helping them build kind of a pathway into integrating into our community, whether that's employment, studying, pursuing, beginning to find out about our wonderful community here and engaging, and really establishing kind of a sense of this is a place that you would want to stay and settle.
I see. So who are your target audience? Who comes to this center?
So we have many people that come to our center. Last year we had about 9,500 clients that come through our doors. We offer a full suite of services to newcomers. So we have a language school here. So if you're qualify in terms of eligibility, there are language courses that you can take. There is also a very strong employment team that helps you look at your pathway to employment, what your opportunities may be, and the further supports we can put in place to helping you connect with an employer. We have a business development team, so if you're an entrepreneur and are interested in establishing a business here, we have programs that can help you understand the kind of Nova Scotian business climate and what you need to do about that. We have a very strong community integration program, so we're very interested in connecting immigrants with people who are born here in Canada, and with people born here in Canada with immigrants. We have wonderful projects. You can see some of the artwork that's on the back here.
Yes, I will take walk around and take some pictures of it.
Yeah, that was done as a community project in one of our community gardens. So we have a lot of interest in connecting people to kind of what does it mean to live here in Nova Scotia, especially if you have a family, the recreation opportunities, the cultural opportunities. So we have a variety of programs here that we offer, and really try to work to make sure that recognize that people are coming here with a lot of skills and background and experience. So we welcome that, and we want to make sure that we're offering you as many possible options about how you can use those skills and experience that you have to really settle here, reach your kind of goals and your dreams for settlement, and become a very important member of our community.
Okay. So if I were a new immigrant here, just arrive in this beautiful but a little bit snowy eastern shore.
The snow is beautiful. The snow is beautiful.
Yeah. How do the new immigrants even know about the existence of this facility?
So we have, I guess one of the things I want to see too is that we have pre-arrival programs. So anyone watching this program, if you're on a pathway to immigration to Canada and have been recognized by the Canadian government, we actually have programs that can support you before you come to help you understand the workplace context and culture, support around some language things, and help begin your process of arriving prepared. So even before you arrive here, you can connect with us if you are in a process that's recognized by the Canadian government. So if you qualify for those services, we can be engaging with you pre-arrival. And it's called SOPA. So if you Google that, you'll be able to
How do you spell SOPA?
SOPA.
SOPA.
Yeah, so if you arrive, and again, if you're qualified for the services, you'll be able to receive services pre-arrival. But certainly through our social media, through our connections with many people in the community, really encourage people, if you have arrived, to come to our office and to either register online or come to our office and just say, I'm interested in understanding more about your services. We have a great intake team here that will meet with you, find out about your background, figure out your eligibility for the programs, offer you, what we offer in terms of more detail in terms of courses. And then if you are kind of moving into the language program, then they'll help you get set up with an assessment and understand what our language programs are. Or if you're moving into the employment or business stream, set you up with one of our specialists in those areas. So it's really about really connecting with us, and then us helping you figure out what are the resources that can help really connect with you. We offer, I think one of the important things is both around employment and language, we offer a very wide continuum of resources. So we have people coming here that may have had limited work experience or may have limited English language skills, but we also have people coming here that have multiple degrees and have worked in many different contexts, even around the world. And so we have programs that respond to all of the kind of ways that people are coming with their experience and skills background.
I see.
We also work very much with skilled professions. So if you are in a profession that is accredited, we will begin to help you understand the process. If you're coming in as an engineer, as a dentist, as someone who is a lawyer, also in a skilled trade. If you are in a skills trade, we have developed programs that help you understand the pathways of how you can move forward on being able to work here in Canada. Sometimes it's not easy getting professional accreditation, but our staff have a lot of experience and a lot of background. So it's very important that people come and talk with our specialists who are working in this area, so they clearly understand, what we can do to help, and also the pathway to finding employment.
So yes, I remember, 30, 40 odd years ago when I arrived, I got a letter from MISA. I have no idea what they are, but later on I kind of know, but that's how I got in touch with some of the people that works with MISA at the time. So I know that you mentioned you have those ESL English as a second language courses. Is there a long wait list for the course,
no,
or these services I have to wait?
So it depends. Sometimes there are fluctuations where we're receiving a large number of people, so there may be a wait list, but sometimes the wait lists are fairly reasonable. So it depends on what particular course you're looking for, and also the number of people that are coming in at any particular time. But usually if we do have a wait list, it turns over fairly quickly. So again, I would really encourage people to come in, to register with us at intake, to find out about the level of courses. I think one of the things that we do, again, we offer on the language courses everything from folks who really have no English and are at a beginner level to, again, people who have a fairly good proficiency in English language, but maybe are going to work in a particular work context, and they kind of need to tune up. If I'm working in, for example, an engineering firm, what do I kind of need to know? We also do a lot of soft communication skills, like how do you work in kind of the Canadian work context and the work culture things that may be really important to help you communicate as much much as being able to speak the language. So there are different
Okay.
ways of English proficiency and being comfortable in the use of the language. So again, our staff have really developed some very innovative programs to help support everyone kind of on their pathway and where they are in terms of their English language
Okay.
development.
Are there any French courses? Just in case the
Yeah,
job needs a
no,
bilingual,
absolutely.
or
Yeah,
at least
no.
partly bilingual,
Yeah.
bonjour, at least I know how to say.
Yeah.
How do you do?
So we personally at ISANS don't offer French language courses, but we have many fabulous partners here who are
Okay.
francophone organizations that do provide those courses. So again, if someone comes to us and says, I'm really interested in actually taking a French course, we can refer you to the agencies that offer those courses. So yeah, we really work in partnership with our other colleagues that are delivering francophone services in Canada, and that's actually a very big commitment on the part of our federal government to really support French language acquisition and development outside of Quebec, because we are a bilingual country, and
Yes.
we really want to support that. So
Maybe
it's
I should
great.
take some
Absolutely.
French courses too, if you can
Yeah.
point me out to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, most, I wouldn't even say many, most, if not all, of the viewers of this channel are immigrant or from to Canada from Hong Kong.
Yes.
And because of how the Cantonese base
Yes.
of my channel,
Yeah.
and they have never heard of a city called Halifax.
Sure.
They don't
Yeah.
even know Canada has an East Coast.
Yeah. We do.
we do, very important. That's a beautiful East Coast, by the way.
Yeah.
How would you describe our city? Before you came on this job, I know that you were city councillor too.
Yes, yeah.
How would you describe our wonderful city?
Well, it is a wonderful city, and I've lived in different parts of the world, and have traveled around the world as well, and really have appreciated Halifax. It's a very, I love living by the ocean, so I imagine as someone from Hong Kong, being by the ocean is very important. So
Yes, I love it.
totally understand that kind of connection.
Yes.
So living on a beautiful Atlantic coast, the access to the ocean, to all of the richness of the seafood and everything that provides is here.
They know about lobster.
Yes, absolutely. But also I think one of the really interesting things about Halifax is that it's a city that has really grown. We have numerous universities here, quite a strong research development capacity developing, particularly around ocean development. So we're seen as one of the Canada's kind of research kind of clusters around ocean development. We have numerous universities that drive a lot of kind of research and creative thinking, including we have a fabulous art college here. So we're big enough to be attracting and having a variety of things, but yet we're small enough that you don't lose that feeling of connectedness. And I think that's one of the real strengths of Halifax, is that it has so much to offer and such a wide variety of things in terms of its resources here and its economy, and yet it's not too big. So if you are looking for a place that has kind of more of a connected feel, wanting to be able to not deal with a lot of traffic, be able to have a variety of wonderful experiences, especially connection with the natural environment here, which is awesome. I mean, a 20-minute drive from here, you can be walking along a beach by yourself, if that's what you'd like.
Or in the woods.
Absolutely. It is really a very kind of undiscovered jewel in some ways. I think, I've been sort of speaking a lot about Halifax, but Nova Scotia as a province is a beautiful province, and has many, a variety of resources and different types of development around it. So it's really a unique place to explore.
Okay. Because most Hong Kongers or immigrants, they heard, all they know about Canada is MTV. Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver.
Yeah.
That's it. Those who wants to code, they can go to Calgary. The end. That's why when I started this YouTube channel, people can't even spell Halifax, so they have no idea there's some place called Nova Scotia. So, as you can see, like this is what you are doing is you build a support structure for new immigrant. And I suppose most new immigrants, they like big city, the MTVs, because they have a well-established support network there for their own culture, for their own nationality. So how can new immigrants with a smaller support structure, how can they get around in a city like Halifax?
Well, it actually is fairly easy to get around here, and I think one of the other strengths is that we do have a large, numerous universities. I think per capita in Canada, we have the highest concentration of universities in the Halifax area. So we have numerous international students. So it's interesting. The face of the city is very much changing, even over the past 5 or 10 years. So you will find growing kind of ethnic communities and cultural, events that are happening. So we're changing and evolving, and again, I think it's the opportunity for people that if they want to, if they want to live in a larger urban area like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, those are fabulous cities. I love visiting. Personally, I would not want to live there, but I'd love to visit.
Same here. I think we're on the same page.
but it's just, I think it's really about giving a place like Halifax an opportunity to experience it, because I think if you come with the sense of wanting to engage and wanting to, be a part of our community and contribute, we're open to that, and the face of the city is changing as well. It's becoming more diverse, so it's kind of on a growing edge. So if that kind of excites you to be part of something that has opportunity and is looking for change, I would say that is Halifax, and it's very, very exciting. We love our traditions and we love our experience, but I think we're also really experiencing a lot of change as well, and so it's exciting.
It is an exciting time right now, because when I was talking to Councillor Matt Whitman, he said, well, our Halifax population growth rate is 4.some%, is sometimes even higher than Toronto. So it is an exciting place and time to be. So, well, you mentioned a little bit about engineers or whatever. Since I'm an engineer, so how can immigrants get recertified for their credential or recognized for their former professional experience? So just like anybody else, we are no difference from anybody else. We need to make a living. We need to we want to contribute to whatever community, society, or countries that we live in. And if somebody already have the training, work experience, can you give me some examples of how can they recertify and use and benefit the community, use their knowledge to benefit this community? So it depends on the profession. Right now we're working with 13 different professions in Nova Scotia. So we have something called a multi-stakeholder working group where we have been meeting. In fact, Nova Scotia actually has pioneered this in Canada, really, around international qualification recognition. And we have groups, for example, with engineers. We'd be having Engineers Nova Scotia, the kind of governing body. We'd be working with professional engineers. We'd be working with government officials to say, what is the process for the pathway for someone who's coming from outside of the country to become a practicing engineer here? And they've looked at what may be the process, what are the qualifications, what there may be barriers, and they've really tried to work to minimize those. So we are working kind of at a larger policy level with these 13 different stakeholder groups. So as I mentioned, pharmacists, dentists, engineers, lawyers, there's a series of people, social workers. So we're really working with all these groups to try and look at what are maybe things that we can change in the requirements in the pathway process.
But plus, here at ISANS, what we also do is work to have programs that actually assist engineers, individuals, to work on their own particular pathway. So we have a program where people go out and have practical assessments. So they work in an engineering firm for 2 or 3 months. It's based on competency. So they're assessed at the end of that time by a professional engineer who's here to say, yes, I've worked with this person. They are able to fulfill the competencies. Some of that is accredited to the process of becoming an engineer, and they're very helpful in the process of helping people work through the pathway. We also have, for example, in some other professions, people that come in and help people study and train for the exams here, particularly medical doctors. This is what you need to know. This is what the process is for going through an exam process in Canada. We have doctors that volunteer their time to support people to do that. We also have a loan fund that supports people if they come and they need to, pay for books or have to go to write an exam in another area or whatever. They have a very favorable loan fund that supports people in being able to receive funds to support them in doing that. So really, I can't, there are many different opportunities, so depending on your profession, that's why it's really important that if someone comes from a professional background or from a trades background, like electricians or, carpenters or plumbers, whatever, they really should come into ISANS, speak to employment specialists that can really, talk them through, this is the pathway about what you maybe will need to do, and these are the programs that we have that can support you. It's not necessarily easy. Like, I don't want to say, it is definitely a process, but it is important for people to come and have that really good kind of conversation with our staff about what their background is, what they want to do, and then our staff can provide them with some opportunities. So it's exciting, and I would say that Nova Scotia really has pioneered this. And the big difference that we say, for example, I know we had a discussion, I went to a graduation where some of our engineers had received jobs, right? They've had quite successful engineers actually being into the workforce. And, they were saying, if you go to one of the larger centers like Toronto and Vancouver, going to the engineering society, you may have to make an appointment. You're going to have to wait a while. There's a lot of people. You come to Nova Scotia, you walk in the front door and come in the door, and it's probably the registrar that's going to greet you at the door. It's a very different feel, right? It's a very different connection and feel in terms of again.
It's much friendlier.
And it's smaller. It's not too small, but it's not too big. I think that's the thing. It's not too big where you just become another person, but it's not too small because we do have the opportunity here. So it's an interesting environment.
So I'm just surprised and glad that we are pioneer in this aspect. So can you tell us something unique about Halifax that Hong Kongers may be interested? We both face the ocean. One is the Pacific, much warmer, and the Atlantic, which much bluer, I can see.
Wow. I think what's unique here, so I actually was in Hong Kong, but it was a long time ago. And I think from what I remember there, the density is incredible, right? The density is incredible. So here in Halifax, I think there is a sense of space, right? There's a sense of space, and in the province and connection with the natural environment that is really different and unique, and yet again it's kind of that image that we're not too big, as a province where you can't get around and experience things, but we really we have a lot of uniqueness. We have a very strong francophone community. We obviously have a very strong Indigenous community that is growing and becoming, I think, more visible in terms of their cultural offerings, which is really interesting. We have the experience of many different communities now coming and settling here. So I think one of the things that's unique about us is this real celebration of the differences that we have, and yet the connection as well. So, and it's very easy to get around, in this province. So again, if you're interested in the natural environment and really experiencing the beauty of the province, it's a wonderful place.
Okay. There's so many things that I would like to, talk about, but I think for today, maybe I'm going to stop it here.
Yeah.
It depends on, what's come back into my inbox. So maybe I will book another appointment with you and see what other questions, or because as far as I know, a lot of people are applying to Halifax. That they used to be students here and they work, now they want to come back. So I, don't be surprised if I give you another email.
No worries.
So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, James, and thank you for your work, because I think it's through connecting people in this way of talking about what we think, and what we feel, and this is very much kind of my personal experience as well as someone from Nova Scotia and from Halifax. But I think it's through these ways of connecting with one another and talking about what we value, because I think that's important. Is what is it that we value in a sense of community, and what are we looking for ourselves or for our family that is really important. So we welcome people and we look forward to it.
So are there any things you want to add?
Just, check us out, look at our website. I think that's helpful for people that are interested to look and see what resources that ISANS may have, and to check out the other opportunities through the Nova Scotia government's website in terms of looking at immigration and the pathways that are able to come through there, because they also have a lot of information as well in terms of connecting. And
yes, I will post the website and address and phone number of ISANS down below in this page, on this page.
Yeah.
Okay.
We love our food as well, so we're always wonderful to share and to celebrate.
That's the best part.
Yes, wonderful seafood.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.